G'day guys. So I'm just making a tutorial on the Wonderdraft maps that are made with the fantasy city generator. Not as requested, just as I said, just because some people were wondering how it was done. So here we have the fantasy city generator, fantasy map generator. There's going to be a link in the description, but I'll also pop a little link on the screen there. Now regarding this one, I'm just going to go through the settings of this, starting off the styles. Now this is where you would tint the districts. Some people were asking about that. This is where the colours come from. And then the withered roots I put in just for a bit of variety on that tint. Under elements, I use legend, which is this thing on the side. As you can see, if I move the districts to curved or straight, they apply around here. So I keep that at legend, as well as landmarks as well. You can pop landmarks in by doing here, and you can just name this something and it will pop it down there. So that's very useful if you want to, move it into Wonderdraft and make like a hill there or something. Title is the name of the town, and scale bar is scale bar. So it just kind of tells you in meters how long this is, so you can use that to get the scale of the town itself. Now within buildings, I used a raised option down here. It pulls up the side of the intensity, so it makes it a little bit more 3D. I think it looks nice. I use twisted for the lot method because the other ones just are too small for my liking. The display mode is lots instead of blocks, or simple, or otherwise, just because I feel like this is just better. This better is used for the method that I use to put this into a Wonderdraft, and processing being offset just because I prefer that. Outlines, I outline everything. I don't use trees, so outline the roads. I might actually turn off the water outline for this one, as I did try to do this beforehand, and that was making it quite hard to line up the rivers. Building outlines better defines buildings. Under text, this is just how big this text is. These are my settings here. You don't have to use those, it's just what I use. And under MISC, as I said, don't show trees. Water isolation puts a little line there. I don't use that. And the towers, well, in this instance, you can just choose what you want, or if you just want it to be open. Cool, no worries. So with that one, that's fine. Under generation, these are the settings I use. In a castle is with the castle being in the middle, so if I rebuild this, you can see that there. I prefer to have a citadel just on the outskirts like that. Coast, I do generally make maps with coastlines, that being here, you can see the docks. However, I'm just going to make one that doesn't have a coast, as well, not all townships have coasts. I'm going to make this a medium town. You can just kind of click medium and it'll rebuild in a different kind of style, I suppose. And large ones are, the last map on the Reddit post that I done. I might actually do this one. It looks rather nice. Has a little river running through here, as you can see by this, and yeah, looks pretty good actually. I might actually do. No, I'm just going to keep it like that. Cool. And then what's the name of this place? So that's the name there. To get the settlement thing opened up, by the way, you just go down to settlements, and that's also for the generator and the style. So under here, we can click the town, roll the town's name. Let's have a quick look here. 3 more. Sure, Bugak. Why not? And these here can be changed manually by double clicking on them, or you can just roll for districts, and that will re-roll these. Looks fine to me. So from there, what we'll do is we'll just export to PNG, and that will save it down here. Now from here, we want to open up Krita, which is a free like photo editing and or drawing program, and we want to open up a file. We want to go to our downloads here and grab Burgak, and I'll just pop this into tutorials like so, and we'll double click and open this. magic a little bit. It seemed to be fine. And this is where the magic happens. So back here on the screen here, sorry, I forgot to show you, there is a color scheme option. Now from here, what you want to do is, what I like to do rather, is click Vivid, and if I load this, or apply it, sorry, you'll see that the paper color is kind of like a tan, and the water is a blue. Now from here, what I do is I grab the color for the paper and I just Control C that, and in addition here I change the watercolor to be the same, and if the roads are different I will also change that to be the same and save it. Sorry, apply it and then save that. So that's all good there. So going back to Krita, what we want to do is we want to go to Filters, Color, Color to Alpha, and choose the background color like this. And what this will do is it will kind of make everything a slightly transparent, because not everything has this, like, it's not a very distinct color like a very bright green, but this is fine because the other colors here is just going to tint what the map shows. Now from there you just want to go save and save as, and just click on the map that you just saved from the generator and save over that. You don't really need that base one anymore. Down here you can also see that this legend has become translucent as well. We'll deal with that later. Now pulling up Wonderdraft, what we want to do here is make an, let's say, an A4 size. I like to put it on landscape for these ones, and we'll keep the theme as Eastwood because that's what I prefer. If we click OK on this, it will load up a new Wonderdraft map, and from here I like to go land and pull water level down to like something very low, click generate, and then I want to slowly pull this up. And what will happen is that when you do this, the land will slowly fall away, and it can give some really nice little features that you can use to build around what the map looks like. To get the map in, by the way, you go to overlay, the top one, select the image, and I'm just going to go quickly through my thing here. D&D map works, Wonderdraft maps tutorial, and pull Berg up, and you can see that it slaps it down as an overlay. You scroll, make it smaller, you can pull it around here, that should be fine, and from there you can just kind of line it up to where you want it to be. So this, I know I just said I don't want to do a coast one, but it seems like it's going to turn into a coast one. That's fine. And so with this one as well, I think that should be good. Now we can zoom in by doing a control zoom and a control middle, or rather using middle mouse click, we can move this around, make sure it's all where it needs to be. Looks good. Awesome. And for this here, I will just go back to land and just go land painter, go up and just cover this in, so that makes a bit more sense like that. Now with this as well, I'll also delete the land coming from here, and we'll just make a river coming down here and through this. It doesn't have to be perfect, as we can come back in later and see where the buildings are kind of in the river now. We can come back and go pull up, pull that down to a small amount, turn roughness down to something like 0.15, and come along the edge and just kind of fill in the side of the bank there, like so. And so that just kind of keeps it all, realistic, I suppose, or rather kind of, like buildings aren't just kind of sitting in the river. And we'll just do that. Actually, I might pause it here and come back when this is all done. This is pretty much what I'm just going to do along the entire line of this river, so it won't be long. Alright, so now that's all done, everything has been kind of sorted out around this coastline, and it being a little messy like that is fine. It's not going to be a perfect river line, it's not how it works. So what we want to do now is just go into symbols, and we want to just kind of put in the bridges and things like that. It's just kind of like what I would like to do within a Wonderdraft itself. So if we put in bridge, we don't want anything terribly too fancy. We can just kind of use, the standard bridge, pop it down, kind of spin it, and then at this stage, that one's going to be too big, and then, see, I always forget how to, space, there we go. So space and scroll kind of lets you rotate the asset there without having to go into the actual asset files itself, or the asset options, shall I say. Regarding this one, that looks all fine. Now with this, generally what I do to kind of keep it aligned when we bring this back into Krita, which is again getting a bit ahead of myself, is I like to line up the legend with the corner of the map to allow, or to make sure that the resizing of this gets correctly, so the rivers and everything line up. Now with this one, it's not really going to be an option, so if I go to here and type in bridge, not bridge, sorry, we'll just go to all, and I have to click enter on that to get that away. I believe there were some things here like gates. I might be from, sorry about this, just zooming through trying to find it. Actually, we'll just use one of the free stuffs here, just so that we're not kind of making sure that we're not going to do anything that other people can't do or do easily. So we'll just spin this around and kind of line this up so that it's the same size. We'll turn the color to black just so that we can match that up, and we'll just kind of click these in like so, and we want to do that on the gatehouses, because what we're going to use is we're going to use these as keys to align the image to the map inside of Krita, just so that everything lines up properly. So we're going to do this, going to do this. You want to try to be as accurate as we can with these, just so that the lining up is a lot easier when we go ahead and do that. There we go. So we have this. It's very blank, and I am aware of that at this stage. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to go through everything to set up a full map for this one, just because that will take a bit too much time, and I don't know if I'm going to be using this one, to be perfectly honest. But this is good for now, just as the tutorial. So we'll go ahead and we will go and save this, and we want to save this as we'll just call this, what was the name of the town again? We'll just use that. Sorry, it's very Bugak. It's a risky one to say, that one. Bugak, there we go. That's all good there, and then we also want to export this as well. There we go, export. I swear I'm not blind. And we don't want to export with the trace image, because this would put everything here, and we just want to keep it as is so we can align it later. So we'll just do that, and we want to call this Bugak, but we also want to just kind of put an underscore here and just put map, just so we know what we're looking at. We'll export the image, and then from there you can see all the little dots we put in place, plus the little bridges here. We want to go back to Krita, and we want to open up the map that we just exported from Wonderdraft. And then what we also want to do is we want to go to the file that holds the overlay, or the one that was exported from the fantasy generator, and we want to put that on top. So I'm just going to go to the file here. So this one here, the one that doesn't say map, we just want to go over, drag it, and insert as new layer. And with that, it will pop up here. We want to go to the resize tool, move this to where we would expect it to kind of be, and then squish it down. And we want to use the corner for that because it kind of keeps everything, you know, in line. I actually feel like I squished that a little bit doing that, so we'll come back and hold shift and do it so that we keep the aspect ratio. And we want to come back over, and it is going to be a little laggy. It is a free program, so you can't really put that against it. And we just want to see, okay, so when we align those little 2 dots there, that's too far over, so at this stage it's too big. So we want to zoom back out, grab this corner, hold down shift and pull it in a little more. Kind of, you know, half guessing, half using these little dots as guidelines, and move this back over. At this stage, it is still a little big. So again, want to squish this down, go back, and we want to do this until everything lines up as it should. Those two look fine, so I'm just going to pause this and come back when that's all lined up. Alright, so at this stage I've managed to get it all lined up, or as close as I can. And here what we want to do is we just want to go over and see if we can see anything that we missed previously, anything like in terms of anything in the land that might be a bit out or anything like that. So we're just going through here. I can kind of see that there's a bit of a building there that is kind of in the water. We can kind of fix that up as well. This is the last, well, not necessarily the last time because you did save the Wonderdraft map previously, but in this instance it's just the first once over. So as I said, down here around this corner here, we can use this bit as a marker to where it is. Come back to Wonderdraft and come down here. We can delete these markers now. Oh, if it will let me, down to symbols, go to this, and there we go. We can delete those markers. Let's come in, zoom down, use this as the marker. It was right there. So we can just come in with the land brush, pull up this land a bit more on this side, like so. And then without those markers in place, we can then again export as a PNG to the map underscore PNG, just override it. Come back here, delete the background, create a new layer, put it underneath, name this map. And we want to, oh, I think I put that in the wrong order. Doesn't necessarily matter. Go down, map PNG, pull it in, and as new layer. There we go. And we can see that this is no longer in there. This has been updated. Those little reference dots are gone, and this is all set up. So the base map is at this point all lined up. Want to go back down here. Now, in my mind, that legend being in the water kind of makes sense, but just so that we can kind of show you how to do it, come down here, we can highlight the legend using the select tool, and like so. We can then control exit, click on the map just once just to remove the selection, and then go back, go here, over top, make one that says legend, and control V. Now we have the legend isolated by itself. We can move it around where we wish. I also like to make another one called, oh, that didn't actually work the way I wanted, but we can just use this instead, legend background, like so, and then we can just rename this one as legend. Highlight both, right click, group, quick group, and call that again legend, just to keep everything where it, together. For legend background, you just want to go here, select the area again, select the paintbrush, not the paintbrush, sorry, the paint bucket tool, which is here. Select an actual brush, because if you select the deletion thing, it's just going to delete that area. And we want to select one that would be an ideal color, say like this. And now we have a filled in background legend. If you want everything to be moved at once, just highlight that and we can move both like so. And I tend to like to have the background color to be a little bit transparent, just because I feel like it looks nice. Now back to the actual map itself. This gets very easy to just kind of make it look alright. What you want to do is you want to go to filter, enhance, sharpen, and it just kind of sharpens up the lines. Then you want to go to properties, blending, burn, make sure that's at 100%, go OK, Control C, Control V, it darkens up everything, and then you can just go here, group, quick group, overlay, like so. And now from here, you have the overlay and the legends completely movable together. This has been darkened up so it looks, you know, somewhat alright. And then if you want to go back into Wonderdraft and change this area here, like if you wanted to add trees, change colors, those types of things, you have this base map already set up. You'll just save that, and then you can change this, export back as a PNG, and just change the base map layer, so that over time you can kind of update this map as you want, but at this stage you just kind of have one that can work. Hope this was helpful. Obviously you want to come in and delete the roads that don't make sense, which is be under overlay layer, if it will let you. Right, you might want to do that before you actually do this thing, but that's fine. It's nice and easy fix just doing this. Yeah, that's all we needed to do. But yeah, hope you enjoyed.